So we had it fastened down temporarily on the backside, and we put this piece of plastic under it, and then wrapped this from about here to here in towels.
Swaddling clothes.
And in the meantime, our fearless leader had a boiling pot outside.
A tureen, as it were.
And once we got it all wrapped up and ready and just ready to go, he brought in the
with a official ladle.
mimicking him. He poured that hot water right down on all those towels.
So they were holding up the plastic kind of in trough-esque fashion, wearing their leather glovettes so they would not be
scalded.
Yes.
Right. So then we wrapped it all up and we let it soak for a while, and we did that 3 times.
Yeah, for about 7/16 of an hour.
Yeah, and and then once we were finished with that, we came back and took that all off and prepared the distance by putting in this wonderful 5200 that just holds everything, and
So that goes on a damp board even?
Yeah, yeah. It actually uses moisture to cure itself. You actually
That's not an issue.
no. It is, but not okay.
You can use it underwater, can't you?
Yeah.
It just takes a year to cure.
Matter of fact, a lot, just sort of as a sidebar, a lot of these things, water is the kind of like the catalyzing stuff. And so if you're in the middle of the desert, you may have to like spritz it like you would your house plants to get it to go off. Otherwise, it just sort of sits around. There, continue on.
all right. Well, then we clamped it all down and drilled our holes, and we put these screws in up in the front, and then came back down through here and put in a bolt, if you will, that's got a tap. And
there's screws that come in this way, so these come in
right.
2-inch ones going this way here.
But once we got here, I guess
They lifted this up. Well, this is getting flatter and flatter and flatter. So they started off with 1-inch screws. That was easy at the stem. Then it started bending out like this. You still could get away with a 2-inch. But then here we went from horizontally to sort of almost vertically, fastening this way. So they kind of lifted this up here. So this was clamped, this end was clamped. They opened this up, buttered it up. This was all clamped down so it wouldn't escape. Then after this was down here, they could lift this up and put the screws under there. Now, one thing which was not revealed, but will now take a moment to reveal to you, is that in its slickened up state, as it were, well lubricated, that any kind of pressure will kind of make this slide down, because you're clamping 2 inclined planes with loop in between. So they thoughtfully put a parking brake on each and every station and on transom, so that to stop it in its tracks. Because this is one of these deals that while you're fastening and paying attention, getting the tight joint up here, it could be sliding down and down and down and down, and all of a sudden you get down here and it's no longer where you want it to be. So, when in doubt, if something bad will happen, could happen, it probably will. So anyway, you're back on again.
I'm back up. But if you look at the angle over here that is on the bottom, that's why what we were bolting through with this plank. So we were bolting through this plank and through this angle to the inside, and we did that all the way down through here.
So you had this temporarily steam screwed, then lifted that off, and then put the stuff again.
Yeah, Karen made that mess.
Then reclampified it down.
Yeah.
Because then, like everything else, so the fastenings are different and all that sort of stuff. The technique is the same, but they're not used as clamps. So you have to squash everything back down, and the fastenings just hold what you had.